Let's figure this out. It looks like the microphone, hello, is not working that good. Oh, that's because is this turned on? Oh, there we go. Now the microphone is working. Okay, guys, we are live on the tubes. Give me 1 second. Thank you guys very much. How do you guys like that background, dude? That thing is sick. Thank you guys very much. It is your boy Nick, HOUTX Trader. Today, guys, we're going to look at Goldilocks. We're going to look at US30, and we're going to look at NASDAQ. We are in the position to take trades today. So let's get ready. Guys, remember, this is just training. This is not financial advice. If you need financial advice, go see a financial planner. Let's look. We got some news here in 15 minutes. All right. And we got another red folder at 9. So we're in there with news. We have some drivers. All right. Let's look at NASDAQ first because it's the closest. NASDAQ is technically in our sell zone as we speak. On the 1 hour, as you can see, we'll break down these trades. Why did that say news is in 15 minutes? 7:15 in the morning. Okay. I'm usually expecting it to hit at 7:30. But yeah. So let's look at 2 hour time frame. Okay. Big picture NASDAQ. All right. We had a high, all-time high. All right. It rejected, showed us sellers were here. We had this small rejection, break this internal structure, coming down, getting a little bit of liquidity. I took the second sell. You guys remember that? I think it was last week or the week before. We actually took this sell and ran that all the way down. And we booked that, which is a great trade. Now we've had the bottom, which comes off of this. But if you ask me, this is not done. I don't think that this is a strong bottom. This it didn't touch it, right? It came right above it. I'd like it to clear this and maybe find this entire area as support and then give us a nice W. This did not give us any sort of double bottom. Now, it does look like it took liquidity. When it does a V shape like this, you know that it took liquidity. I just, in the back of my head, I think it needs to come a little deeper. All right, so one push. This is two push. We have not made a three push, and we have not hit these TPs. So if we do come down and let's say hit this TP, that would make me feel better because now we're in kind of like this area, right? So I'm still bearish. All right, so if I draw this chop trend line here to here and extend it out, we're getting really close in our area. As you know, I'm a fib trader, so my fib top to bottom. And again, we're in my sell zone, which is 78, 88.6. Dirty 30 and NASDAQ love the 88.6, which is right here. I'm not saying we're going to hit it. We might get like a little wiki wick. So yeah, on the 1 hour, I don't like to take trades on NASDAQ or 30 unless we're oversold to the RSI, and we are now technically oversold. There is no divergence on the higher time frame, but on the lower time frame, we're getting a little double top. This is why I'm not jumping into sells now. I think we have a few more pips to go. My entry is 18.8 flat. 18,800 is my entry, right there. 18,800 is my entry. I have a limit on that. So we'll see. Let's see if we can get a little peak up and down. Perhaps you want to be more of a patient type trader and you want to see this come up and then perhaps wick down below, close below and then go, which is totally cool. And yeah, I'm going to throw this out there. I do not do this, but it is an idea. Perhaps you just sell once it pops up. Once it pops up, then maybe you put a sell stop in right there, and then you catch it as it comes down. And that's kind of safe because what if it just comes up and it just keeps going? Right? You're protecting yourself from this huge spike and protecting your stop loss, but then again catching it on the way back down. And it's just an idea. I personally don't do that. But it is what it is. I see that it looks to me like, we're kind of trickling up here. Oh, also look at this. Let's go to the 1 hour. And so as you know, my sell zone is here. Sell zone. All right, look at this. Fib top to bottom, the 88.6 is lining up perfectly with the TP extension on that first buy fib. what? So it's giving us some confirmations. Now, I don't particularly like drawing the fib. Well, I guess I could do this one, right? There it is. 236 is right in line with where my entry is. I like to do the second leg, but this second leg here is really just a double top right there, right? And because it's a double top, it's really liquidity. All this was liquidity. Here to there to there was liquidity. Let's zoom in, you can see it a little better. Right? Anytime you have double highs like this or almost equal highs, that's liquidity that's going to get taken out in the internal structure because the external structure is up here, right? We've already said that. The external structure is up here somewhere. This then is all internal structure. Internal structure is where liquidity gets taken out and people lose their trades. Okay? So on the internal structure, we saw this here, came down, gave us this, and then pushed off. So we know, look, double highs, equal highs on internal structure, that's a target. That's going to get taken out. What do we like to do? Well, we like to go with the overall flow of the market. And here lately, the overall flow of the market has been selling off. Obviously, we're in buys. Like the market's bullish. I'm not getting confused with that. I'm just saying this is a retracement. All right. And so therefore, that's why I'm looking to continue to sells. This will be it after this sell. And if this does play out correctly and we do set a double bottom or we do set a lower low and then I'm done with sells, I'm then switching to buys because then I think we're going to go back to bullish. I just don't know when. Maybe that's Friday. Maybe that's next week. I don't know. We'll see. What I do know is I'm about to take this trade here in a few minutes right here. And we're only 8 you can say 8 pips away or 80 pips away, however you want to look at it. All right, let's zoom in on it so you can see. All right, so there's my 236. There's my other 236. We're in the middle of my sell zone. We have taken out this liquidity, so we're good to go there. And if you consider this to be the order block from top to bottom, if you split that in half, that's also being taken out right now. But really, I like to see this get taken. That's the real last cluster that led to the sell-off, and therefore the 50% of this is actually perfect with where my entry is. Okay, so I'm splitting this in half. I'm getting in a little bit before the 88.6 and a little bit before this, which is also the TP of that, right? So maybe I'm entering a little bit early, but that's okay. I'm okay with that because really the difference between this entry and the real 88.6 entry is 30 pips. And I'll go in 30 pips draw now. It's not a big deal. All right, it's all good. My stop loss, as you guys know, is always 10%, which is up there. You guys can do that on your own. 18,989 looks like. So yeah, do we have any people in here? We got 2 people. What up, all 2 people? Throw something in the chat so I can see who's in here, and give a shout out. Thank you very much to you guys for joining. So we are just moments away from taking this NAS trade. We have news in about 9 minutes on NAS, and so we'll see if we can get this little push up to there and then take that south. Let's check on Goldilocks. Okay, so we got 2 things going with gold. One, I think it should come up here. And I will admit, I did try to sell off this double top last night, and it didn't work. No big deal. I only risked like not even a 0.5%, right? It's a small risk. It's an internal move. I'm not making big risk on internal moves. I'll take the 2% up here, and and in my opinion, the market's coming down here, I'll take the 2% risk down there. But don't take the bigger risk in here, guys. You know, first push, second push, third push. It did not create a lower low. I thought it was going to, and so I did not buy up. But again, I don't think this is done. It gave us a nice lower low and then did not take off. You know that the market has taken liquidity when it takes off. All right? Look, comes down, hits, and goes. That's the trade you want. This hits, pops, sideways, pops, comes down, sideways. This lets you know this is not liquidity. This is not done. All right? They're going to push this market back down. This double low, if you, in my opinion, is going to get taken out. So I need to figure out how to take it out. Now, maybe this is the retracement there, and it took out this liquidity, and then now it's going to go. And it is what it is. I personally would like to see it come up here, and then I'll take it from here and then go. So if I don't catch this trade, okay, it is what it is. We can also play the London Sessions trade. All right, and I'm waiting for this 15-minute candle, like I explained to you guys in the video. If you want to see the video, check the links. I'm doing this, but I don't have the little thing there. Um, and we'll take this short here, right? So what is our rules for taking short on London break? We need the 15-minute candle to break outside of this box. So wherever that may be, perhaps it's here, I don't know, but we're looking for that. All right, so that's plan A, plan B, and plans. So if it shorts, we're shorting. If it comes up, we're shorting. And then yeah, ultimately, I'd like to see, like I said, these double bottoms get broken here, and I'd like to buy down here in the 2003 range, 2004, 2005, down here, right in the middle of my buy zone, which the buy zone is the overall Fibonacci, right? If we look from the bottom to the top, my buy zone's always 78, 88.6, but then I see this little consolidation, this little clump, all right? And that's at 2310. I see the bottom of that little clump at 2304. So I'm going to get in at 2305, 23, somewhere in here. I haven't made up my mind yet exactly. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just take it live and see what it looks like. So this could also be a trend line break. If you're a trend line breaker, get ready to take sales now. I'll go ahead and call that now, right? If you're a trend line break guy, as a matter of fact, let's do this. If this breaks this trend line, instead of waiting for this 15-minute candle to close, I'm going to take the trade right there. So stand by for sales on gold. Capitalize that. That was an accident, but looks bouncing off. Okay, so it's bouncing off. All good. Now there's the two things that I say on trend lines. I like to go from the lowest candle. All right, so if you're drawing a trend line and you're trying to debate which one is it the one that I go off of, this one or this one, go off of that one. And it's something else with the trend line. I put this in the chats earlier. If you're doing a trend line, I don't like to use this. I want to see a healthy pullback. See how it came up and then it pulled back? When it does this pullback, that is then giving you the bottoms to use your trend line on. All right? That is giving it. This, in my opinion, is too tight. It did not give you a pullback. All right? And go to the lowest one out of all of those. So there it is. There is the proper trend line. If you ask me, news is not even out and it's buying up. So let's see what we got going on there. Again, in the internal structure, then guys, this is just liquidity sitting here. So before it takes off and goes south, it's going to need to take that liquidity. So, and if you're a scalper, you're taking a sell right here, right? Again, that's not a big position sell. That's not a full 1% sell because your internal structure and it's risky. You have the 78.6 sitting right up here above. It hasn't broke structure technically. This within would be your hero break of structure, and it hasn't done that yet. So this is a super risky trade. And it hasn't broke the trend line yet. So there's reasons to not take that trade right there. It's there. It's an option. I'm just not doing it. I want to play safer. Where's NASDAQ? All right, so NASDAQ is here. We are oversold on the 15-minute. We don't have any sort of, we do have diversion here. And so if I'm going to play divergence on the smaller time frame, I want 3 touches. All right, there's 2. 1, 2. All right, 1, 2. Let's see if we can get a third. This might be the entry right now. Right before news, let's take an entry now. Let's take a smaller entry now. I'm gonna go to this account. Let's take this entry now. New order. Stop loss. 18,950. 18,950. Do like 3 lots. All right, so 1% trade on a $50,000 account. We'll sell now. All right, so we're in that. That's okay. That's another sell limit there. So let's take out that sell limit because we just entered manually. So it's only a few pips difference, but I wanted to make sure I got in. So we're in now, right here ish. A little early, but it's all good. I put the stop loss at 18,950, which is giving us plenty of room up here. Let's delete that. And I just took it because I see the oversold. All right, so on the 1 hour we are oversold, and here we are divergent. Now here's the reason why I pulled the trigger a little early, guys. One, I've got news in a couple of minutes, and I wanted to get in before the news dropped. Okay, and two, this is now just at the 70. If this was higher and this was higher, then I would be more patient because I'd want to see the third. Let me do this. If this was higher and this had broke, then I'd be more patient because I'd want the third one to touch right on the line. Okay? This is what I'd like to see to be more patient. But the fact that this one hit right here at the oversold or overbought, excuse me, and this one barely popped up, this is making me say, let's just take it now. Because there's no guarantee this other one's going to get back up to here and we're going to get that third high. I'd like to get the third high, but there's no guarantee. It's a 78.6. Again, it's not a lot of different pips. I was going to take it right there, you know, 15, 20 pips difference, whatever it was. So went ahead and took that a little early. It's all right. I'd rather be a little early and get in the trade than be 2 or 3 pips too late and miss the whole thing all. So it is what it is. I'm in. It's not taking the so gold lock not ready. 7:15 candle's just not going. So we still have 30 minutes on gold. We need that the 7:45 candle. So we're chilling on gold. 30. I'm not expecting a trade today on 30 because it's too far away. Right? I want 30 to come. Well, I mean maybe. I want 30 to hit this 39,000 flat. So are we going to get that many pips today? Perhaps. Maybe it won't be till later on when news hits, but 39,000 is where I'm looking for gold. TP is at 10%, as you know, 39.2, 200 pip risk, and we're looking to take this thing all the way south, 37.7, somewhere down there. So let's do the old split. Can I do the split screen on this? Let's try it. I haven't done the split screen on this computer yet. So let's do Goldilocks and NASDAQ. So we'll put this on the 15-minute. And we'll put this right there. And the volume's really died off on NASDAQ. If NASDAQ does put us in profit, we can go to the 30-minute. And if you're a trend line guy, when this trend line breaks right here on the 30-minute, you can take another entry. This is going to be way south, obviously. I just don't want to put that little stupid thing. Here, take that out of there. All right. So we're waiting on gold. And we're in NASDAQ. 7:17 in the morning. Basically, our job is done. Manage the trades. We got gold we got to take, but we're in the Nasdaq trade and there's no adjusting it. It's either going to come up and hit our stop loss or it's going to come down, break trend, and take off. Then we're going to be in fat fucking profit. And yeah. We are giving away, guys. Thanks a lot for my flash funding this morning. We're going to give away a $10,000 account. How many people do we have in here right now? We've got two, all two people. So you guys have a very good chance. What up, Zara, of winning this account? Who else is in here? DC. What up, DC? Let's see if we can get some people in here. I mean, we're calling out NASDAQ trades and US30 trades live. Goldilocks live. Let's see if somebody will fucking join in here. You would think with the hot streak that I've been on and calling out crazy trades that are banging for 1,000 points. I mean, I called out 480 pips for the trades on Monday alone. So It is what it is. Look at this wick up. It's letting me know. See how it's taking out this liquidity on gold? It didn't hit the 78.6, but it did. No, it didn't even top that. But it did take out that liquidity now. So perhaps gold is about to start selling off with that wick. I'm not taking that trade again. It's too risky. We can take the breakout trade. My stop loss is going to be 50% of this London, which is right here at the 2333 area. So maybe that's an aggressive stop loss if we take the trade in this area. So let's change that stop loss on a trend line trade. Like if we take this trade, maybe our stop loss should be, up here somewhere in case it wants to come back into this liquidity. Right above the 78.6. It depends. It depends if you want to be aggressive and take the trend line or wait for the 15 minute to close I'm gonna wait. I'm just gonna stick my guns and wait for it to close the London session, then we'll do that. Because really, this is that's the bottom, but you also have this liquidity all right here through this area, right there. So let's wait for that to break. Nasdaq's in a little bit of profit. Let's delete this. Trying to delete all fluff. 78.6, it didn't quite hit our 236, but came damn close. You never know. We'll see. It might have a little more spike, but that was 715. That was news. I mean, it came out bullish, bearish, excuse me. Do you guys have any questions on there? Hit it up in the chats, and I'll check every once in a while. But as you can see, I'm only on one screen. I'm not at home, so I don't have all my monitors. I got so many monitors at home. I gotta wear fucking sunscreen when I trade. Uh, let's go holler at the boys real quick. Just remind them we are live. Let's go over here while we got a little bit of time because the markets are doing their deal. Let's come here. If you guys want me to look over any pairs while we're just here hanging out, please put it in the chat and we can look at some other pairs. I've decided to go back and start messing with GJ. A little bit of GJ. I don't really mess with GJ too much, but UJ. I was killing UJ, and for some reason I stopped just because I got bored with it, I think. And so perhaps I'll go back to start messing with UJ just to put a little extra pips in my pocket. Guys, go buy a Bored Ape Solana Club. All right, check it out. If you buy a Bored Ape Solana Club, you get in their Discord, and all they do is talk about crypto and NFTs, and it's a community, and they've got raffles. They give away pizza, they give away dinners and shit. I mean, if you come down here to where's it at? Yeah, Taco Tuesday, Pizza Wednesday, Sushi Thursday. So let's say you have a Bored Ape and it has a pizza in its mouth, like these guys, pizza, pizza. You can enter to win some sort of Twitter raid and you get a free pizza on Wednesdays. Same thing for Thursdays. If you have the guy with the little sushi um, thing on his head, you get free sushi if you win the competition, right? So not only are you in an NFT that has a community, see, there you go. Look, NFT that has a community, you are putting your money in Solana, which we all think is going to go up, and yeah. And if you're most YouTube people, I think you guys are in the Andy Peters Pip Connect, but you can come to the Pip Connected here. You've got access to Andy Peters, you got access to me, you got access to other really good solid traders, and it's a good community, so you can join that as well. That one is paid though. So I suggest you go buy a NFT, a Bored Ape Solana Club, and get access to them. What up, Nick? What up, Firepunk? Welcome to the trade. We are in sales as a few minutes ago on NASDAQ, and as you can see, we're in just a few pips of profit there. Being a little slow didn't give us quite the volatility that we wanted. We were thinking that gold was about to break, and if you're a trend liner, that would have been your entry there, but it did not break, so we did not take it. I'm personally going to play my little crazy London break strategy and wait for it to break before I take the sell. I'm not going to do a trend line, but really, in the real world, I'm waiting for a sell right up here. Um, I can't remember. Right here is what I said. 2374. Right there at the 88.6 is where I'm entering my sell. And we can look at that since we have some time and Nasdaq's not doing anything. So I'm really cautious on this gold sale, and I'm not taking a full 2% entry or whatnot. I'm taking just a 1%er because I see we have a triple top, guys. And what have we always said before? We don't play triple tops. One, two, three. There's too much liquidity sitting right there. All right. And if we come back out to, let's say, the 8 hour, just look at the bigger picture of what's happening. This could very well have tapped into this order block here, gave us the 3 drive down, set a double bottom, and go. Now, I fully recognize that. I fully recognize that. And this low is not a lower low. All right? I get it. Believe me, I see it. So, why in the world would I be taking another short? I don't think it got deep enough. It did not hit the 78.6. And if you look at these moves, let's say this sell move, none of them have hit their TP. It hasn't hit the 78.6, it missed it. And it did not hit TP. So if that one didn't hit TP, you know that the second leg, which is my favorite leg, did not hit TP. Top to bottom. Did not hit TP. So, for me, I don't think this is done. I could be wrong. It has happened in the past. I have been wrong. And so I'm willing to take the trade one more time. And this is definitely the last sell that I'm taking, unless it smashes through all this. If it smashes through all this, then yeah, we can look to get back into sells. Right? If it breaks this structure, then yeah, we're immediately going to be looking to buy to buy it back up because we now know, like I said, that this is then all liquidity. So if this smashes through, it's going to break this, right? Maybe we'll find a buy up, but really we'd be looking to take a sell up in this area and come back down. So this is the last time I'm selling until we flip back into buys. All things considered, it is what it is. I'm going to put a red line here in case I forget where my entry is. Right, let's call it right there. Right? So we can delete all this jazz, clean these charts up. So we still have some time for London session. We'll close that off. Close that. Close that. Close that. We don't need any of that stuff. We know there's a double bottom here. So again, this did not set a lower low. And in my opinion, this is what it looks like when it gets liquidity. V shape, and that's a double bottom. So I mean, this very well could be the bottom. I fully recognize that. I just kind of think gold needs to give the fuck you to all these people who thought they were geniuses playing the double bottom. I don't think this is it. I want to see one more down, hit these TPs like I showed you earlier in this area, and then pop off. All right? So, sells one more time. If this would now look, if this last move would have set a lower bottom, I would not be selling again. I would not be. And it's actually kind of more dangerous because it didn't. It set a higher low. So, I mean, technically, it's kind of extra danger. I was hoping this would have broke and I'd have bought and we wouldn't even be talking about sales right now. This wouldn't even be in our mouths. But it did not. It did not clear. It did not break. It did not hit TPs. Therefore, I am looking to sell one more time. One last roll of the dice. Famous last words. Well, not my last words because I didn't over leverage, so it's all good. And we're in a hair. Look at the volume just drop off. News just hit, 13 minutes ago, and just no volume. But again, like I say, guys, and I've said this a million times, this is the reason why I take trades now. Because in my opinion, the market puts itself in a position over London, over Asia, London, to go the opposite way. If the big banks or whoever wanted to buy up and they wanted to drop a bag and run this thing to all-time highs, the price would probably be down here somewhere, right? They would tinker this thing down so they can buy up. We have set liquidity now to the bottom side, trend line, touch, 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 you know. So I can take this trade. I'm taking this trade up here, which I just did, but maybe you're a more patient trader and you want to take the trade on the trend line break, which is down to there, which is the other trend line, right? So this is Andy Peters 101. Okay, he I think he has probably shifted a bit to more like a zone break. So he's going to wait, and I don't want to speak for him, but he's waiting for this liquidity to break, and then he knows he's going to target that liquidity, which is really next to this liquidity. But really, that's a trend line break, and he would be targeting the next trend line way down here. And let's just see how we got that trend line because I don't remember. Oh, right here. Touch, touch, touch. Did not get a touch. It's all good. And break there. And then, of course, if that breaks, he would be taking it down to there, which is our buy zone. So maybe, very hopefully, this is the entry we just caught where our runner is down here. That'd be some shit, wouldn't it? Oh, that would be some shit. We caught the entry here and we catch a 1,300 pip runner. Okay, let's do, what platform do you recommend to buy the Bored Ape NFT? I will do that in 1 second. Hey Nick, thanks for all you're doing. I really appreciate it. Thank you, man. Thanks for stopping by again, guys. I wish I could make my screen full size when I say this. I don't sell anything. All right. I don't have paid Discord. I don't have signals. I have none of that stuff. So if you see me and I'm quote unquote promoting myself because I have my name on my charts or whatever, it's because it's just social media. It's just free. There is no competition. I'm not trying to steal people and sell courses and mentorships and take people away from other people, man. It's just, look, dude, if you like what I'm doing, just subscribe to my YouTube. That's it. That's it, man. All right. Hello, sir. Mind if I ask, do you trade full time? No, I don't trade full time. Here's the deal with that. And then good morning to you, Chris, and also Andrew. And we'll look at the NFTs right now. No, I don't trade full time. This is the reason why. I have a good job, and my job pays me let's just say, a handsome. I don't say handsome wage. It doesn't pay me $1 million a year or nothing, but I make a lot. I make good money, and with my day job, I'm able to pay all my bills and have a boat and have a truck, some cars, and nice house, pay the mortgage, pay off everything. So no, I don't trade full time. And I love my job. I get to travel. I only work sometimes 15 hours a week, right? Like I don't work hard. I don't have a bad boss. I am not micromanaged. I like my job, pays all my bills, and you know, I do good. So no, I don't trade full time. Now, if I get to the point where I'm trading and I'm making, once I put $1 million in the bank, we can talk about that conversation later on. But in the meantime, I would trade and take that money and pay off this and pay off this and buy land and buy a house and buy a ranch, invest in this, blah 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 blah. And so there's no reason for me to trade. Like if I screw up and I take these trades and I'll get my paycheck. The stress isn't there as much. To answer the NFT question, the best place actually go to my dot card, right? If you're on my dot card, it's right here, Magic Eden, and that's the link to the Bored Ape. Click on it, Magic Eden. This is the Bored Ape Solana Club right there. And as you can see, they're going for almost 3 SOL. Now here's the idea. The idea is that as the Bored Apes go up in value, which they do, I mean, it's like any other market, it comes up, it comes down. Solana itself actually goes up in value. So not only are you investing in Solana blockchain, but you're also investing in the community. And your boy, I'm not sure if you guys know him, but Dak Days is the owner of Bored Ape. I know him personally. He's not going to rug this community. He actually derugged it, which means that the original owners of Bored Ape took everyone's money, closed the accounts, and left the project to die. All right? Dak Days, aka his name is Austin Collins, derugged it, brought the community back to life, and has gave the community what it is today. So if you come on here, like I said, it's very active. If you just come on, so you also have, as far as trading is concerned, TTI, Tribal Trade and Invest Academy. You have Solar Trades. He's posting in here nonstop. You have Adam. He's not quite as active, and then of course you have me who posts stuff every day. But then you also have, Twitter raids, ape follow apes. You have the free giveaways. You have all kinds of other stuff when it comes to finding other projects. All right, they have their official links, all their Twitters. They have their roadmap to what they're doing. It's a legit community. Again, I know the guy, and it's not going to get rugged. So, in my personal opinion, if you're going to invest in an NFT, the NFT needs to bring you some sort of value. You're not just investing in a picture of a skull smoking a joint or whatever, right? You want to have something, you want to have a community, and you want to have a reason to join it. And with that, you then have all those people, and all they do is talk about NFTs and crypto, and they're all in that space and they love it. And if that's something you want to get into, there's no better community to get into. Sol's going for, I don't know, it's gone up. Solana's gone up. So it's going for 100, 170 bucks a deal. So the idea is you're investing in an NFT. So as Solana goes up, your NFT gets intrinsically more valuable as Solana goes up, but then the project itself becomes more popular and also gets more valuable. Hope that answers your question. Check out my dot card. The link is right there. All right, we're in small profit there, and we're waiting for gold. Is there anything else, you guys? US30 buy or sell? Looking for sales on 30. We're being patient. Yep, no problem, Mr. Fire Punch. And Francis asked to join that NFT community on Discord, please. How to join that? Okay. Well, you need to own the NFT first, Francis. You got to go buy the NFT, and once you buy the NFT, then you can join the community, and you've got to verify it, verification right here. And once you get verified, then the rest of it opens up for you. But I mean, if you want, and also too, if you go to Magic Eden along that link, you click right here, there is their Discord link right there. That's how you get to their Discord. That's how you get to their X, and I guess that's their website. You can also stake these, right? So if you stake the NFT, then you get their native token, which I believe is Bonk, whatever, and then you can use that as a token, as a crypto, exchange it for back into Solana or do whatever you want with it, right? So that's again one other way to earn money. So they'll give you stake it, you stake the NFT and earn their native coin. So on your US30 question, so big picture, let's go to the 2 hours just so we can see bigger. I'm waiting. So look, this is where the patient game comes in. This is a huge, if you ask me, a huge liquidity area. It's taken liquidity, right? It hasn't taken liquidity, excuse me. It has not cleared this liquidity out. I see this as an order block. I fibbed it top to bottom. I see the 78, 88.6 is where my sell zone is. But then now let's break down that zone and to get like a really pinpoint entry. All right. So again, 88.6 is where 30 loves. If you then fib this move bottom to top, you see the 236 extension is right where the 88.6 is, which is also right at the bottom of the order block. So there's three confluences lined up right there. Before we even get there, before we even look at the RSI, there's three confluences right there. Bingo. 1, 2, 3. Now look, RSI is already shown oversold here. As the price is getting higher, is now double topping, the RSI is weaker. We're starting to be divergent. So again, I like to see 3 touches on divergent. It doesn't mean we're always going to get it. But 1, 2, I'd like to see this pop up and get to right inside this area, and hopefully this RSI will stay below that RSI or maybe even double top that RSI, in which case it would be overbought. I always say oversold for some reason, so just roll with that. It'll be overbought and flip to go the opposite way. So I'm being patient on 30, waiting for this entry right there. You can see my chart. You have the blue and red. Everyone always wants to know where's your stop loss. Well, guess what? It's always 10%. So just draw the fib on your chart and mark it off at 10%. There's 10%. There's my stop loss. I don't know what the number is. I don't care what the number is. I just look for 10%. So that's how I do that. Now that protects me. If you think about it, it protects me from this order block. It also is just a hair above this wick in case it wants to get crazy and take that wick out. And if it misses, if this trade misses, guys, there's nothing, it's gone. There is nothing else above it. This is the point of no return. If it breaks, it's coming up to at least here or maybe even up to this area. So if we miss this trade, hey, it's okay. We'll just take a trade up here somewhere. But again, that's what they call a point of no return. If it misses this, then it's gone, and we'll have to reevaluate. So I'm going to go in for a larger lot size on this type of trade, like a 2%, knowing that if it misses, then it's fucking gone. Like it's not going to miss by 4 or 5 pips. It's going to miss. It's going to go for another couple hundred pips before it turns around. This trade, NASDAQ, is a bit riskier. Maybe I don't go for as much because this is not a point of no return trade. We've got liquidity right above us. One, two, there's a trend line right there. So this is more like a 1% type of trade. The larger stop loss to protect us from all this BS. Again, it's just the 10%. It hasn't changed. All right. And the last high, let's go to a little higher time frame. The last high was right here. So that's the last high. So we're working off of this fib. So when it comes to where my stop loss is, it's off of that fib right there. All right. So we're playing that sell zone off of that last sell fib. But unfortunately for us, we have these two tops right above us, so it's making it more risky. This is not a situation where I would go a full 2%. You can if you want to. It is your trade. I'll just stick for a 1% and then add positions. If it breaks trend, which we're hoping it does, perhaps you take another trend, another entry there and a trend line break, and your top would be like right up here somewhere, you know, and that's up to you. Re-entries are up to you. And just let that fucker run. Okay, so let's talk about take profits then. We always talk about entries and stop losses. What's the first take profit? The first take profit, really, if you want to do it, it'd be right here. Right? I don't know why I put this red line here. I don't know. Oh, that's the break. Maybe that's the break of trend. Look, the first take profit would probably be at this bottom, which is really close to this bottom. So actually probably make it, that bottom. If it breaks this bottom, then it's coming to this bottom. So if I take this trade, well, I've already taken the trade to be honest with you, NASDAQ. I'm gonna put my first TP1 down here. Maybe I'll keep it a little bit up. That's probably what I'll do. I'll see this order block right here. Maybe it wants to reverse. So I'll call TP1 right there. All right. If I do that, we're looking at a 2-to-1 trade only because my stop loss is so high because of that fib. Oh, also, that's a 236 on the fib. Let's make it a little bigger. That stop loss is the 236 on the big fib, which it likes to turn around at. So we'll call that TP1, 236. All right. As if this comes down and this breaks, we can automatically start to reduce this stop loss. But for now, we'll just keep it up there to protect us. But we can bring it down once it starts to go. And then if it breaks and gets down into like let's say this area and comes down and touches this stuff, this is when we can start to protect them. All right, but for now we'll just keep it in case it wants to give us some sort of crazy spike or something on news. I don't know. 7:45. We got 3 minutes for this candle to close. Let's see if we have our little London break. It doesn't look like we're going to get it right now. Where's there? If this 15-minute candle closes above this box, I'm taking the buy. We got 3 minutes to see if it closes up there. Stop loss again on this little strategy that I have is 50%. Triple threes, two triple three. Let's see if there's any comments in here. Thanks. You're welcome. Much appreciated. Yeah, thank you guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you have any questions, please let me know. Hit me in the DMs, whatever. I'd be more than happy to help you out. If you have any questions about a certain strategy or any technical analysis or whatever, um, I'll try to get with you personal one-on-one or make a video like I did. I just posted a video yesterday about the silly little gold strategy. Hey, I'm not saying it's the bombest strategy in the world, but it's been fucking paying. So I mean, say what you want to say. It doesn't look like it's going to close, which is all good. It is what it is. Let's do the split screen. We can watch both. Put 30, we'll put Goldilocks, and we'll put NAS. Yeah, gold. There we go. So NAS is over here. We're in a little bit of drawdown, which is, it's okay. Because again, my original entry was 8. I thought I said 800, 18,800 flat. I got in a little bit early. So I'm expecting a little bit of drawdown, which is cool. Like, I'm not stressed about it. I wanted to be in a little too early than 30 pips too early as opposed to 30 pips too late and not catch it. And let's just see on this NASDAQ, I see that our RSI, well, for some reason it has a moving average in there, which this is weird because it does not have it on this side. But anyways, 1, 2, is it going to give us this third little touch like I was saying? Maybe it will. Let's see if it will. 1, 2. Let's see if it'll give us this third touch. 1, 2. As you can see, it's getting higher and it's getting weaker on the RSI. 1, 2. It's getting weaker, so it is being divergent. There goes gold. Gold did not close outside, guys. Look, it did not close outside of the box. It's not an entry. Not for me. I'm gonna wait for this next 15-minute candle. You could take it. I mean, if you want to be risky, perhaps you take that trade. I'm just gonna wait. No big deal. I'm in no rush. I really want to be in sales anyways. So if it would have broke right here, then I would have fucking hit sell for sure. Uh, but let's just wait another 15 minutes. I know my nose has been messed up for 2 weeks now, probably 3 weeks. Goes gold on the break. It's 7:45. Let's see. I wish I could have all my screens here. Yo, I'm glad you posted that gold strategy video, man. Thanks. Yeah, no problem, Sam. No problem. This is, for me, again, I'm not selling anything like I told you guys. This is the karma. This is the game, I've had a lot of people and we talked about Bored Ape. Austin Collins, the owner of Bored Ape, him and I have been up till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and we're going over strategies, and he teach me this and that. And I've had a lot of people who gave me a lot of information and didn't charge me a dollar for it. I had a lot of people who did charge me a lot of fucking dollars for a lot of information, right? And luckily, I'm in a position where I can pay for those classes, or I can pay for those mentorships, or whatever. Um, so for me, I just, there's so much information out there. There's so much this. I'm just going to show you the way I trade, and I don't feel, there's not much stress on it for me. I do it for free. I don't have people getting mad at me because I charge them $1,000 for a course and they're losing, that sort of shit. I just give you what information I can. I give you what information, the trades that I take, the way that I look at the market, what's been successful for me, and hopefully you guys can take that. Hopefully you guys become better traders, and then hopefully when you get to a stage, you can look down. I don't want to say look down in a bad way, but look at people who are up and coming and maybe give them some of your knowledge. You pass it on. And at the end of the day, like I said, I'm not trying to snipe people from other people, but to be honest, I don't need your money. I don't. I'd like to have as much money as possible. Don't get me wrong. I'd like to have an extra $20,000 a month from selling courses to signals and shit. But at the same token, I could close this computer and never trade again for the rest of my life and be just fine, right? So, um, I'll just teach you for free because for the love of the game, man. Just because. And I want my name. If I do one of these days come up in the industry and people know me, I'm not really trying to be a quote unquote influencer, right? Like I don't really care too much about that. But I also look up to Andy Peters a lot, right? Andy Peters was my very first mentor. Andy Peters does not give a shit if I post Zoom links, make videos. He does not care that I put my HOUTX trader. He encourages it. He's like, good for you, man. I'm glad that you're doing this. I'm glad that you're helping. I'm glad that you're doing what you want to do. And he's 100% supportive. If I want to start my own Discord, he'd be cool with that. He's not going to kick me out of his community. He doesn't give a shit. He's like, dude, I'm not in competition with you to try to make money, and I don't care if you try to make money, and I don't care what the fuck you do. Just welcome to the community, spread some positive vibes, do what you do, help people out. You're all good, and I appreciate that because as you know, I got kicked out of Chart Addicts because I started a YouTube channel. I wasn't charging any people any money. I'm just simply starting a channel, posting markups, and for some reason they see me as competition for their customer base, quote unquote customer base, their source of income, and therefore I've got to be kicked out. Which is kind of BS. You would think that other people would be supportive of spreading some sort of knowledge. What I'm saying isn't wrong, and I've never had anyone come on or discount anything that I've said as far as strategy or as far as technical analysis or far of anything. I made a journal. Like, hey, you guys are traders. You guys need a journal. Here, I made this journal for you guys. It took me hours to do. It took me tens of hours to read the books and listen to hundreds of hours of podcasts to come up with that journal. And I put it out there for you guys for absolutely for free. I'm not in competition with these other people, and I don't understand why they feel threatened. Well, I do no, I do understand why they feel threatened because they feel that if people watch my videos, they don't pay for their lectures, they don't pay for their courses and for their signals, and they're quote unquote losing money, which if they're good traders and they're banking, why the fuck do they need that extra money? Again, I understand any money is money is good money, and if you're getting an extra $10,000 or $12,000 a month or whatever, good for you, right? But on the same token, you can make that in one trade, so this whole competition thing where I'm not allowed to post. If I make a chart and I do this on my chart and I post my chart for free for everyone to see and I put that on there, somehow that's bad because I'm promoting myself. But unfortunately, I'm not selling nothing, man. I'm not selling anything. And I think most of you guys are on here on my chat are a testament to that. I've had Zoom calls and one-on-ones with you guys for absolutely for free. You don't ask for a fucking thing. Just subscribe to my YouTube. Follow me on Twitter and X if you want. Let's see. West, what up, West? People still get mad? Yeah, well, fucking whatever, dude. Thanks, man. Can you trade better than. Yeah, right. Yeah, made this industry is weird, man. The competition. It ain't no competition, bro. I'm not a competition to nobody, but I feel you. Post the journal. Thanks. Where did you post the journal? So I posted the journal, I believe, in the Board Apes, and I definitely posted it in Andy Peters group. So if you come here to my Andy Peters and you go to the Psychology 30-day challenge, um, where is it at? I thought I know I posted it, but oh, right here, look. Traders Journal, Volume 2, that's the good one. And I'm probably sure Board Ape. Hit me in a DM on whatever social media you know me as. If it's on YouTube, then just post your email or whatever, and I'll send it to you. Um, Basically, I did a lot of reading, and I've read Steve Ward's books. I've read a couple of Steve Ward's books. I listened to a lot about Tom Hugard. I read his book, Best Loser Wins. Great book. Highly suggest that. Um, Steve Ward is phenomenal. He's on some podcast. So, I mean, while we're just sitting here waiting for gold to close above, we got 8 minutes. If you go to Spotify, where's my Spotify? If you go to Spotify and you look up Steve Ward, don't look at Kanye's wife's ass. If you go to Steve Ward Alpha Mind podcast, he's on there. They also have where do those other podcasts go? The Trading Nut might have him on there. But yeah, so the Alpha Mind podcast for sure has them on there. And there's another one that posts a bunch. Okay, let me go here. Podcast. This one here, Talking with Traders, the Garth. So I think Garth is actually part of Alpha Mind, but this is his own podcast. So this one and Alpha Mind have some really. Now, these guys, this Alpha Mind and Talking with Traders, these are like high end traders. These aren't your everyday guys, right? These are higher end traders who've been in the game for 20, 30 years, worked at major hedge funds. These are big people in the game. And so Steve Ward is a performance psychologist and he works with a lot of professional athletes and whatnot. I took a lot of his stuff away, so check that out. There goes that break. Again, we could have taken that right there. It's a little. I wouldn't have taken it just because I want to see a break above, and then I would take it. The only problem now, though, is we're getting into the area where I'm looking to take shorts. So I say it's 100 pips. There's 83 if you'd have taken it. You protect at 50. So right now you would be already protecting right there at 50. All right. Um, I didn't take that trade for it looked to me like equal highs. It didn't really close outside. You could have taken it. I did it. And I'm looking to take sells right here. So it's kind of taking a trade right into a sell area. Now, if that was 100 pips and we had some clearance, well then yeah, I'd have been more enticed to take it. But I think it's going to hit this right now and turn around any second now. So we are now oversold on the RSI, but we don't have any sort of divergence. This is what I want to see. Then we're going to look at this. We're going to wait for this divergence to set up, and again wait for this 23.47 before we start looking for sells here. NASDAQ is going basically sideways. It means loading orders, waiting for the market to open. And hopefully the ASIN drops out of it. And at the same time, hopefully the ASIN drops out of this. And US30 has again pushed up. And maybe it wants to retrace as well. That's our game plan. So we need to get ready now for we need to get ready for taking shorts on NASDAQ. It's starting to get in our range. Let's go to the 30 and let's look at this. So 30 is just now touching oversold. Technically right now it is divergent. It is lower than this peak. I wish this peak was higher, I'm not going to lie. We did wick the 78.6. All right, I want to see the 88.6. We're still looking good. We're just still being patient. So I'm going to set my entry just a few pips below at 23.46. I do not think I have any pending moves right now. We're going to do this on the phone. I like it. I'm going to set a limit now on my phone. Let's go to which account am I on? This is the big account? Yeah, big account. Okay. So gold 23.46. That's what I said, right? Pending price 23.46. 6. I'm going to only go 1% on this one because we're so close to liquidity up top. Stop loss 23.55. And we need 1%. All right. Their take profit is going to be 2005 or 23.05, excuse me. 23.05. That doesn't look right. Why would that only be 41? That's not right. 23.46. Take profit 23.05. 23.07. Oh, that's why. Oh, that's why. Okay, do this. Stop loss, excuse me. 23.55. 23.55. I tried to do it by value and it didn't change my thing. Okay, 23.55. 2305. So then my lot size needs to be fucking big. I'm only going to do half a lot. That's just a hair less than sell limit. Okay, so that's one account. Give me a second. I got to switch accounts. Okay, trade, gold. Oh, I didn't enter NASDAQ on this one. Oh well. Pending order 23. That sucks because there's the gold 78.6. There's the entry right there. Fuck. Should we have taken that entry 23.46? Right there, the 78.6 to the bottom of that. All right, I don't want to chase it, but that was probably the entry. We're trying to be too cutesy on it, but it is what it is. 23. I'm gonna just put it back. 23.46. We'll see. 23.46. We'll be patient. Done. Stop loss. 23.55. Done. Take profit. We'll do 23.07 on this one. And then my lot size. Okay. Why is it not gonna let me do a sell limit? Oh, price is not 23.55. Stop loss is 23.55. On entry price is 23.46. Sell limit. All right. Sorry for the timeout there. All right, we've got a sell limit 23.46, and Nasdaq on my other account is still 800, which is about to get tapped any second now. So on one account I got 800 right there. All right, right there. And then we have the gold right there. That might have been it. That might have been the entry right there, 78.6. You know, I always say that the gold loves the 78.6, and that was it. So again, maybe this is a situation where I was trying to be too cute, too cutesy, and missed it by 28 pips. We'll see. That could have been it. It is what it is. And let's see. I'm down a little bit on Nasdaq. No big deal. So Nasdaq's going to do what's going to do. I got one more entry on another account sitting there. And gold. Let's check the comments to see if any of you guys say anything. Where did you post your journal? Yeah, okay, we covered that. Hit me up, price on whatever social media account you want. Look, gold's coming back up. This is good. This is what I want to see. Look, on the 3 minute time frame, now so okay, this is another reason why we should be patient. This is just now giving us our first push above. All right? Just now giving us our first push above. So again, let's see, you guys see me do this a million times. Let's get the three touches. All right, let's get the three touches. 23.46 on the 1 minute chart. On the 15 minute, again, I don't know if technically that did close above that one now that we look at it. If you did take it, you would have already had enough pips to protect at 55. So you'd have been at break even right now. Shit, maybe we should have taken that trade and caught a little 50 pips and been done. But we're waiting for this. I wish you guys could talk back and ask questions. It kind of gets boring me sitting here talking to myself. In the journal, have you guys been hydrating? I keep that by my bedside. Drink water at nighttime. I'm not at home, so I have not been meditating in the morning. I have not been doing my praying in the morning. I'll admit, I'm not at home, I'm not in my element. So it is what it is. Tomorrow I'm going back home. I'm traveling home. And so Friday with NFP, I'll probably trade as well. I forgot. We're supposed to be giving away the $10,000 funded account now. We got 15 people. So what up? Let's give away this $10,000 funded account. All right. It says we're here. It says we're excellent. We got people. Okay. Um, I don't know if you guys even know where I am right now. And if you do know where I am, you definitely don't know what city I'm in. So let's just do this. Where am I at right now? What state am I in? The first person to put what state I am in wins the challenge account, wins the $10,000 challenge account. Put in the chat what state I'm in, and then if you win, DM me your name and your email address, and I'll get it to the My Flash Funding people, and they'll email you the login credentials. So I'm out of town. Good morning, Tyler. Chance to win the $10,000 account right now. First person to put what state I'm in. I'm traveling. I'm not at home. So, oh, Tyler, right off the bat. God, fucking. All right, that was quick. Tyler's the first one that I see. North Dakota. Close, Fire Punch. I am less than 50 miles away from Montana. Sorry, dude. Tyler had it right off the bat. JT, I live in Texas, but I'm not at home. I live in Houston. That's why it's HOUTX. As soon as I say it, Tyler Bank, North Dakota. Good morning, bro. I'm late to the party. Well, you showed up just in time. Tyler, send me your data, your name, and your email via whatever social media you have me on, and we'll try to get you that. Or we're not going to try to. We'll get you that $10,000 account. Right off the bat, yes, I am in North Dakota, and look at this. That was a sell. That was that. Let's see, man. I really wanted this to pop up one more time. Look at it selling off. It's okay. We can be patient. It is what it is. What's Nasdaq doing? Nasdaq is giving me the third push like I expected. Again, my original entry is at 8 flat, and we're still not even there at 8 flat. So Nasdaq is giving us our touches like we were expecting, and we come back out to let's say the 3 minute. Again, I entered Nasdaq early, fully knowing it was going to do this. One, two, there's our third touch, and it's now oversold. So the entry on Nasdaq um, is probably right now, to be honest with you. Let's check the 1 hour. 1 hour is oversold, overbought, excuse me, and we're overbought three touches on that, and we are divergent here. So if you haven't taken a Nasdaq trade, now is not a bad time to do that. We'll, again, my entry is right there at 38.8 flat. Um, Perhaps I should just take it right now. Trade. What account is this? So I'm already in that now. So let me change accounts. Da-da, da-da-da. Positions pending. It will run for a full lot. So trade Nasdaq full lot one. Selling right now. I'm going back and I'm deleting my pending. Pending Nasdaq cancel. All right, I'm in Nasdaq right now on my other account. Sell there. There's my other one. Actually, we'll just do this right there. There's my second entry on Nasdaq, right at the 8 or 3 pips before 1800. All right, let me set the. I gotta put all my parameters in. So give me 1 second. We're right at the 236. We're right at the 50%. We haven't hit the 886 or the 236 on the other fib, so I mean we might go into a little bit of drawdown as it comes up and touches this trend line. So it's okay. Again, we're trying to sniper an entry, so we go in a little bit of drawdown. It is what it is. 18992 would be my stop loss. 18992. Oh, that's gold. Back. Well, I thought it. Oh, it's pending. Jesus Christ. 18992. Take profit. For this account, I'm going to put the take profit down here. 18026. We can just manage it manually. 18026. Done. Save. And all right. So on the small account, we are in a NASDAQ waiting on gold. Let's check on gold. Was that the entry? That's a pretty good push. Right off the 78.6. Let's see if we can't get this to come up though. Let's see if we can't get it to come up. On the internal structure, it did break, right? I'm just gonna be patient on gold. I do think it's gonna sell off. You know what? How many fucking pips are we away? Fuck it. Once this comes back up to this RSI, I'm selling gold again. Not again. I'm gonna enter gold. We're trying to be too cute. We should have just taken the 78.6 right there. How many pips away are we? 32 pips away. What do you guys think? Put in the chats. I don't want to chase the entry, but it's not like we're very far away from it. And in reality, like, what's the difference, right? 810, markets open, take liquidity, 78.6 overall. I'm taking gold right now. Fuck it. I'm taking it. All right, trade, gold. We're probably entering, and I don't want to say we're chasing the trade, but there it is. I just entered gold. Let me switch accounts. I don't want this to run away from me after this many pips. So there's our entry. It is a little bit late. We didn't catch the super snipe, but it's rejecting. So it is what it is, gentlemen. Gold. I don't even know. 23.55. Okay. 23.55. And I'm gonna do like a smaller, like a 1/4% kind of a deal on this one because liquidity is so close. Take profit. Again, we're gonna make it 23.05. Done. Sell. All right. Both accounts. I'm in. Well, I think I'm in. Sell, fucker. There it is. All right. I'm in a NAS sell. I'm in a gold sell on that account. I should have both my stop losses set. Okay, there. 1 second. Let me make sure my shit's good. Oh, we did not have a take profit on NAS. I'm not worried about that. Check the other account. It's a problem with trading too many accounts. One's a bigger account, bigger leverage. Okay, I'm in both. We have a stop loss there. 1 second, gentlemen. NASDAQ. We have a stop loss. What the fuck, dude? So on gold, the stop loss needs to be 23.55. Done. Save. All right, we're good now. All right, gentlemen, ladies, if there's any ladies in here, we took that. We didn't want to miss the trade. You could say we're chasing it, but it's not like we took it way the fuck down here. Um, yeah. My original entry was 2346, I do believe. So we'll see on the original entry. 2346 is right here. Well, let's just see if it gets there. NASDAQ is now at our second entry. Right there. Alrighty, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go back. We're going to step out a little bit. Nothing we can do. Our job is done. I don't think 30 is going to do anything. It's not in our area. So we got one NASDAQ, we got one gold. And yeah, all we can do is watch it. We'll go to the 15-minute on both of these. That's our entry on one account. On the other account, our entry on gold's right there. I mean, I kind of like the fact that it hit the 70.6 and rejected off of it. And so, I mean, it is what it is. Let's see the chats. Anybody else in here? Thanks, bro. North Dakota. Wait, my humble opinion, Andrew. Yeah, right. Um, you wouldn't be wrong. You would not be wrong. It did hit the 78.6. So 9 times out of 10, you guys know, I put a sell limit at the 78.6 or just 1 or 2 pips below it, and it would have triggered it. So I would have been in the trade. Again, I'm only off by 30 something pips. I mean, I'm okay with that. I wanted to catch a trade. On the 3 minute, I saw that it broke. I was on the 1 minute. As you guys know, I saw that it broke this area, that little order block, and it broke down, came back up, and then, hopefully we're going to see that go. On the 15-minute, we are overbought and we are divergent. So that's another reason why I was kind of being like, okay, divergent. So I didn't want to let that pass, try to be too cute. It's okay to be a few pips in drawdown, right? Like that's why I get the stop loss. That's why I use, some people would say my stop losses are too big, but it's purely mathematics. It's purely harmonics. It's all Fibonacci. It's all a deal. I'm protecting myself from a double top, double bottom in case it wants to do that. In case it wants to do the liquidity grab, especially on gold with the fuck you candles it gives you. I'm being on the safe side. I'd rather have too big of a stop loss and protect myself from a lot of bullshit and every once in a while hit the stop loss as opposed to having a too tight of a stop loss and that motherfucker hit all the time, right? So, my opinion. Just my opinion. It's crazy how NASDAQ is just stalling. I mean, the market hasn't opened yet. The bell hasn't rang yet. But I think we're in a spot. I think we're in a spot for them both to sell off. Check on 30 just for the shits of it. Again, 30 is still below. So this is all just liquidity here. So there's no sell on 30. There's no sell yet. No sell on 30. And that's our entry right there. This is the early entry on the big account, and that's the sniper entry on the small account. 3 touch divergent, bing, 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 overbought. Let's see if we get it. Not the prettiest divergent. I tell you that much, that's for sure. Because I did not want this to break it, but it did. But it is what it is. We're just going to do this because we don't need to see anything else. Maybe gold wants to touch this. We'll see. Let's see what else we can say. We can talk about. I really don't want to concentrate on too many other pairs. I mean, this is enough. We got a lot of money on the table. North Dakota. I go home tomorrow. So for those who don't know, I'm like I used to be in the Marine Corps. I went to college. And then I was a sailor as a merchant marine. Sailed for several years. And then I got tired of being gone all the time and traveling on the whole world. Um, Came home, got a job. And so now I'm like a cargo person. So people pay me to travel around the country when they have expensive cargo being moved, basically, right? So um, everything from spaceships to airplanes to generators to turbines, transformers. If it's a high value piece of equipment and it's large and it's heavy, like the piece we're doing tomorrow is 700,000 pounds, 750,000 pounds, and the one we did a couple, few days before that was closer to a million pounds. One piece of equipment weighs a million pounds and costs untold millions of dollars. I don't even know how much it is. They need people to be on site who they can trust, the insurance company and the people and the buyers and the shippers, whatever, to make sure that everything goes as planned. We have a plan. We're not deviating from the plan, and if we do deviate from the plan, someone has to be there to approve it and to look at all the risk and whatnot. So that's what my job is. For people who asked me earlier, do I do this full time? No, because my job is great. Like I just travel around. I don't have anybody underneath me. I'm not beholden. I mean, I have clients, right? But my job is easy. I show up to the job site, make sure they're doing what they're doing, and write a report, and that's it. So I love my job. As a matter of fact, I try to get my friends who are in the selling industry with me to to come work with me, but they don't understand how good we got it, and so they're stuck in their old ways. It's understandable. Original entry right there would have got tapped 23.44. That was, I believe, I think there was 44 or 46. 46, excuse me, 46. That was the OG entry right there. 46. Not tapped yet. I don't remember why I put a red line here. Oh, the red line is 78.6. So there's a 78.6. We can delete that. We know it already got tapped. The OG entry was 46. Let's just see how close I got to the OG entry if I would have let it go. Ah. So maybe that'll be the next question. What do I do for my day job? I'm in the shipping industry. So yeah, tomorrow we've got to transport this 750,000 pound generator across North Dakota. That's a good entry right there, man. I like that little wick up right on the trend line. Well, that's a fake trend line. Excuse me. That's not a real trend line. I just drew that randomly. Delete that. Nasdaq is holding still. Not much volume. A good three push. Overbought on all three of those pushes. Slightly divergent. Definitely divergent from this one way over here. But that one here doesn't count. It's too far back. It's these ones that we're looking at. So we're still in a good position. Uh, the market volatility has definitely died off waiting for this opening bell. Is there anything in the chats? Yeah, North Dakota. How many people do we have in here still? 15. Thank you, all 15 people, for coming by here. Rice and Tyler and Mr. Fire Punch Black. It's a good name. Derek, thanks for joining. JT. Let's see who else. DC, my boy's always in here. Andrew, welcome. Francis, welcome to the party, my friend. Who else got here? Yoga. Oh, sorry, not yoga. Ing Yung. Ing's, that's a tough one. Chris Green is always here. Thank you, Chris. DC, I think Zara. Zara, what up, Zara? And Wes. And I hope I didn't mean Sam. What up, Sam? Thank you guys. I'll be here. Tom H. Thank you. Rice. All you guys, thank you for being in here. Thanks for showing up. Please do me a solid and subscribe to the YouTubes and join the Twitters if you want. If you have any questions, please hit me up in the DMs, and we can get together and try to go over some stuff. We're waiting for these trades, but why we got 8 minutes? Tell you what, guys, we got 8 minutes. Let's just do this. Let's just do something. I don't want to say it's a little bit different, but let's just do something here. Let's come out to the daily. Fuck that. Let's go to the monthly. Let's reset and let's delete all this stuff. So this is kind of what I want you guys to look for when you start looking at charts, okay? If we have a monthly and we have this sell, right? This is a good area for S&P 500 to retrace, right? Come down in this area somewhere before it makes a new push, right? So let's mark that off on the monthly. This is how you want to break down your charts, especially if you're, starting in fresh, you're resetting, right? Weekly, okay? Well, I see this little guy. I see we're still setting highs. So before I take any sort of buy, well, first of all, we have to look at what's a good low and what's a good bottom. You see these double bottoms here? You see how this took that double bottom, took that liquidity, and then found this area? So this then is a very good, strong bottom. All right, that's a very good bottom. We want to keep that in our brains and know that. That's the bottom we're working off of, okay? This market is bullish until we take this bottom. Once we take that bottom, then we can say, oh, we're starting to sell off in recession or whatever, okay? On a more localized time frame, we see the exact same here is the weekly, all right? It didn't really take liquidity. Let's go to the daily. Actually, let's go back to the weekly and we'll look at this area right here. Okay, let's go to the daily. Now look, it did not take that liquidity. This bottom lines up with this bottom. Okay, delete this now. That is a target. This is liquidity. This needs to be taken out. Okay, now we have a target. All right, now you did have a break of structure. It came down, it came down, it came down. It did take this. But what I'm saying is there was never, in my opinion, a good liquidity. There was never a good area of liquidity that it took out and then bounced. Okay. So therefore, this to me is more of a double bottom, which means in the local kind of a time frame, this area, I want to see this as the swing. And not even that one really. This one really, right here. If we want to play, and then so that would be our first target, and then our bottom swing is obviously here, right? So we're on the daily chart. This for me is liquidity. So whenever this does break and we start to sell off, we want to target this area right there. We can come down to the 12-hour, all right, and perhaps now, look, we're starting to see a break. Right? So this kind of lines up with what I'm seeing on NAS100. It's time to sell. We've had the first leg, we had the second leg. Let's see if we can get the third leg. So now there's two ways of playing this. Let's go to the 4-hour. Okay, you see how this is now revealing itself as liquidity? That is the area where the market put in orders. So if it were me, I would do this and be looking to sell, actually right about now. Or you could play it even safer and say, I'm going to sell now, or, in this area. But again, the idea is you want liquidity to get taken out before it goes off. So we had this push up, we have this push up. So now this is where we start bringing the fibs out for confirmation. The 236 is right here at this double top. All right. So maybe we don't sell now off. Maybe this is not the true liquidity. It's taking this. So then I would look to sell in this little area. You got this little area. 236, 88.6. Try to hit that 88.6 right there after this liquidity, because then this liquidity here would have been taken right there. Right? We can delete this little guy. And this is kind of how you want to look at it. Are we oversold or overbought? No, not on the 4-hour or not, but we're not there yet. What's our target? Our target should be these liquid. Maybe it wants to hold this, but we really want to see a double bottom. So if we catch in this trade, we're holding it to the double bottom, but this guy also needs to hit TP, which is down here, which is now this zone. which is this little last bit of candles. Now this wick did come down and mitigate most of that area. So I'm not going to say that it should go below that, but I'd like to see that get touched. So when you go to your charts and you look higher time frame and lower time frames, you start to see, and now you can start to come down here and get some more details about, maybe you didn't see this double top right here forming, this little liquidity area right here didn't reveal itself on the higher time frame. But now it's been taken. And now you break out the Fibonacci's to see where the extensions are for the TPs. And when those TP extensions start to line up with your Fibonacci's on the other side, then you're like, okay, the 236 is right here at the 88.6. Now this is giving us an area. Let's wait for it to get overbought on the RSI and maybe then come down to the smaller time frames and wait for the divergent to give us the final signal to enter. And right now, on the S&P 500, we're not divergent yet. So we're not ready. Just like I'm thinking on US30, I just don't think we're ready. NASDAQ is a different story. I thought it is ready. We're in the 236 area. We're close to the 88.6. Here's the TP extension right above. We are getting overbought on the smaller time frames, and even on the higher time frames, the hour. I think we're overbought. Yeah, we're overbought. So a little more confluences on Nasdaq. So that's why we took Nasdaq now. This is also, I would this stop loss then could kind of be like a point of no return because if it breaks, it might go. So it is what it is. That's the reason why I took that trade there. We're starting to see some. We're starting to see some bulls step, bears step in. See these candles are starting to volatility. 1 minute away from market open. Let's see if we caught these trades. We're about to find out. We're about to find out. I like the wicks to the top, and they've both closed. This is the 78.6. Closing below the 78.6 is which I also like. Let's see. It's do or die time. Market's open. Let's see what we got. NASDAQ selling. Gold is locked up. It hasn't moved a pip. There it goes. Let's see if NASDAQ will sell. We're in profit in the second entry. Let's go, NASDAQ. Come on, baby. Let's go, gold. Look at those wicks on gold closing below the 786. Come on, Goldilocks. And divergent. And divergent. Gold is divergent. Uh, NASDAQ isn't, it technically is by like a little bitty amount. I don't really consider that divergent, but it's too close. All right. So I believe in the power of collective thinking. So we all need to be saying sell, 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 like in our heads. We all need to be saying sell, sell, sell. But really, our job is done. It's 8:30. We're in two entries. Our parameters are set. There's nothing we can do except for manage a trade, and that might be an hour, 2 or 3 hours away from now. So our job is done. I'm not taking 30 trades today. We're on the live call just for the shits of it for now. There is news, I think 9, right? Is that where the next news comes out? 9 o'clock? 8:45? Oh, 8:45. That's a medium folder. I don't give a shit about that. 9 o'clock, red folder. We need to change this actually. There we go. I don't care about yellow folders. So in 12 minutes, 8:45, and then at 9. So we got news coming. The more times this closes below the 78.6 on gold, the happier I am. Let's let these bears step in. They're putting their orders in now. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45. 8:45 NASDAQ needs to do the same. What is that thing? Oh, it's the dot. Fucking retarded. Oh, okay. So we're basically at break even on NASDAQ, and we're in small profit on Goldilocks. And that's 78.6, bro. God, we just had a limit there. We'd had a limit on the 78.6 like I normally do. That would have been 11 pips. Come on, baby. First NASDAQ is in profit. Let's see it sell off, guys. Come on. Positive thinking, guys. Come on. 3 touches. Look at 1, 2, 3. Up here. I like that. Come on, Goldilocks. Are you guys in the trade? Put it in your chats. Are you guys in the trade? DD214 Club. That's what I'm talking about. 70%, baby. Can I DM you my email for the giveaway? Francis, you didn't win, my brother. Leave a like or. Yeah, so when I asked what state I was in, the first person that said it was Tyler, North Dakota. And so I have to go off of that. North Dakota. Tyler right there. I only have 3 accounts a month to give away, so I try to give away like one basically a week. There's like one off week, so I'll give away another one next week. And here's the deal, guys. I ask random questions that everyone has a chance to get into, because if you're new to my trading, and you're new to my trade, you're new to my stop. Maybe you don't know I take gold at 78.6. Maybe you don't know I look for a 3 touch divergent on the 3 minute on the RSI. Maybe you don't know those things. You're new. And so I don't want to give an unfair advantage to the people who've been OGs, even though I should, but I don't. I want to make it fair. And so I ask random questions like, how old am I? What month was I born in? What's the temperature outside? Right? I give everyone a chance, an equal playing field, and the first person to get it gets it. I think last month was last last one I gave away was like, what month was my daughter born in? Some shit like that, you know. I try to mix it up, try to keep it a little interesting, and give everyone a fair shot. And if you follow me on any sort, you know that I'm in North Dakota. It's only my fourth fucking time being here this year. So this year, yeah, dude, this year I've been in North Dakota. I think this is 4 times. I've been to Denver. I think I've been in Denver at least 3 or 4 times this year. I've been to Florida twice. Trying to think if I've been anywhere. I went to Dominican Republic, and I don't even know. I might go to Tacoma, Washington next week. Say what's up to my buddies in Tacoma, and then I think maybe later the month or maybe early next month I'm gonna go hang out in New Orleans for a bit. So we'll see. Look at Nasdaq. Our second entry was fire. The second entry was. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's fire until this breaks and we're like hundreds of pips of profit. I'm not gonna say fire. I don't want to jinx myself, but I mean, it looks good so far. Even Goldilocks at my shitty entry uh, is at break even. So that's what's up. Man, that 78.6 was fire, man. She's should have had a limit set there. It's all good. And so hopefully these trades are going in our direction. Um, I mean, well, I guess while we're sitting here waiting, we could talk about, psychology, right? Like as you can see, maybe I entered a bit too early on these, but those were calculated entries. I'm not chasing the trade. I'm not entering 100 points too late, and I'm not over leveraging. So the fact that I entered gold a little early is cool. I'm not worried about it, right? And as you can see, like, okay, Nasdaq is in some profit, but you don't see me bouncing off the fucking walls and claiming and starting to shout or whatever. If this bitch just drops and runs for 500 points, that might be a different story. I get fucking pumped up and go have margarita, but that's not happening right now. So. You maintain yourself, you maintain your thing, you take it a proper risk. And this is very important too, guys. I had these charts marked up last night. I had these ideas for days now, right? I'm not jumping on the charts at 7 in the morning my time, just woken up, and try to jump on here and trade. I got up at 5:30 this morning. I admit I didn't work out. I'm in a hotel. I didn't do my meditation. It's not my zone, right? But I got up. I went downstairs. I did go to the gym this morning. I lifted a little bit of weights, did some stretching, like very minimum, and then I had breakfast, which I don't normally do. I don't normally eat till noon, but free food. So and drank a cup of coffee, and got up and I got ready. I've been up for an hour and a half before I started the live stream. So it's not like I'm wrapping the coals out my eyes and trying to trade, right? Like, and as you guys know who trade with me, I'll post charts and post like a plan A and a plan B. If the market does this, this is how we're going to react. And if it does this, this is how we're going to react. In this situation with gold and with Nasdaq and 30, there was no plan A and B. I'm kind of stepping back and playing the bigger game, right? Plan A's and Plan B's evolve when you're what is my computer doing? Is revolves when you're maybe zoomed in too much. So with my 15-minute gold strategy, you can have a plan A and a plan B, which I did do. Why is my computer doing that? What the fuck? It looks weird, whatever it's doing on the screen. Maybe someone hacked my computer. Fuck, I don't know. It's very probable. I'm in a fucking hotel. They probably didn't hack it. But we are in some profit on Goldilocks. And we are in profit on the second entry on NASDAQ, as you can see. Basically, we're just hanging out. NAS short, NAS sell in progress, yeah. NAS sell. Congrats, Tyler. Thanks, Nick. Yeah, for sure. For sure. So I remember I mentioned something in a couple different social media groups about doing like a boot camp. Well, here's the deal, guys. I'd be more than willing to help you guys, and we can start some sort of group on whatever social media thing, and have like, and I limit it to 30 days because if you quit before 30 days, then adios. If you stick with it for 30 days, then you're going to be around, right? So 30 days is a good marker. Are you going to get up every day and I don't want to say get up because Juan, for example, is in South Africa, so he's not getting up to trade. He's already up, right? But for us in America, are you getting up every day? Me, I give it 5:30. Are you getting up every day? Are you doing your meditation in the morning? Are you doing your journaling? Are you hydrating? Did you plan your trades the night before? Right? Are you writing in your journal, doing everything you need to do before the market opens? Right? So if you're going to be in the quote unquote, I don't like to call it a boot camp, but if you're going to be in that, then we're going to hold each other responsible, and I'll be right there with you. Like, I need to reset. I'm in a hotel right now. Like, I would love to, and I do. When I go back home, it's 5:30. It's meditation, followed by prayer, followed by journaling, followed by 10 minutes of cardio. I have a rowing machine and an assault bike, at least 100 calories on one of those. Get a good sweat, get my blood flowing, look at daylight. I want to see fresh sunlight in my eyes, get the blue ultraviolet lights in me, get my melatonin going. Not my melatonin, but get my um, circadian rhythm kicked in. I like to walk barefoot in the grass, get grounded, right? Do all of these things before, and then drink my coffee because I would have been up by an hour and a half by now. And all the good scientists say you drink coffee after you've been up at least an hour, so your neurons in your brain can kick in, right? And then we start to train. So if you want to be in the quote unquote boot camp or the group, whatever, we can set something up. But I'm going to hold your feet to the fire. And like I told you before, I told people before, if you're not 100% in, then you're fucking out. I'm not wasting my time, right? I don't charge anything for it, and that's how that goes. So I'm out. I'll be back next week. Maybe we start it next week, and it's gonna be like, yo, I don't need to see what's in your journal. That's your personal shit, but I need to see that you're journaling. I need to see that you're up. I need to see that you're doing your things you're doing, and you're consistent and you're on it. And if you're not, later. kick rocks because you're not ready. If you can't get up early in the morning and you can't journal and you can't meditate and get your mind right and you can't do a couple minutes of exercise to get your blood flowing and you can't look at your charts the night before and blah 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 blah, then you're not ready to be a professional trader. You are not ready to be a profitable trader who does this and makes money consistently. You're not ready. Period. The end. If you can't do it, then go fuck off. Right? Like straight up. I'm willing to give you my time, but if you can't at least do that, then adios. And no signals, right? Like I'm not selling signals. I'll teach you how to trade. I don't give signals. There are other people, Juan, for example, that live in different countries and different time zones. Maybe my strategy is not for you. That's okay. We can figure out a strategy that does work for you. I'm willing to help you do that. But at the same time, the strategy is one thing, creating the lifestyle and being prepared to get on the charts is another. So it doesn't matter what the strategy is, you still need to get up early. You still need to do your meditation. You still need to do your chart work. You still need to do your logging. You need to do all these things. And so that's where I come from on that. All right. I'm sure there's probably something in the chats after that fucking rant. Gotta jump off later. JT. Gold is hanging out. What is it waiting on? Nasdaq's the same thing. Is it waiting on this news in 1 minute? What is it waiting on? It's loading orders. So it's either two things. Either thing's gonna fucking fall or it's gonna pop off. It's loading orders. There's no doubt about it. They're putting their money in slowly. Maybe there's some people who are playing this breakout, right? They're playing this top breakout. Maybe they are. Maybe they truly think this is the double bottom and they're adding orders this whole time. They wouldn't be wrong. I mean, I'm not doing that, but it looks like to me they're setting up orders on both sides. So it's like we're going to be right or we're going to be wrong very quick. Or plan C, there goes the news. Plan C, it goes sideways for fucking 3 days and waits for NFT. There's the news. We saw some volatility movement. Just fucking sell. Just go. Just drop your bomb and let this bitch sell. Come on, baby. Come on, NASDAQ. What's 30 doing? 30 selling. S&P selling. Gold selling. Come on, NASDAQ. Smart Money Concepts 101, gentlemen. Smart Money Concepts. 30 selling. S&P selling. NASDAQ, we're waiting on you. I like the fact that these keep closing below the 78.6. Come on, gold. Come on, Goldilocks. Again, I'm holding this entry all the way down before it breaks liquidity. If this gold trade, let's look at this. If this gold trade comes down and breaks, if it breaks this, then it's breaking this. All right? Because this is a double bottom, that's liquidity. So it came up, it took out this liquidity, it found the bottom of this order block. They put in cells here. They're putting in the rest of their cells here. Let's see it. Let's see this break. That's 2015. I'm looking at here 2007, 2005 area for this to go. So if this goes, I'm holding it. I'm not fucking closing early. Let's go, baby. Come on, NASDAQ. I got a fucking 3 lots or some shit sitting on NASDAQ. Like I got a percentage sitting there. Let's see this bitch go. 30, S&P. Oh, these are on the 30 minutes though. 30 minute. 30 minute. All right. Well, Waiting for old nasty NASDAQ. Gold. A little bit of volatility. I mean, it looks to me like they're starting to step in. Um, it looks to me like the old bulldogs are starting to step in here. The bears, excuse me. You know, it's rejecting this 78.6. Let's see it go, baby. Anything in here? Yep, 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 yep. How many people do we have? The job is done. Our job is done. We got 6 people starting to drop off. We're in our entries. If we do end up hitting this trade, guys, go put this shit on your fucking social medias and whatever groups you're in, and be like, yo, fire call, whatever. We put ourselves in a position to catch good trades. That's all we can hope for. We're playing the percentages. We're in profit there in Goldilocks, projecting the 78.6 and the bottom of this order block. So we're good there. And on the nasty NASDAQ, it's giving us a little push. But again, we know that NASDAQ likes the 88.6 and this 236. So maybe it's not done pushing. I'm okay with that. Like, I'm not fucking stressed that we're in this little bit of drawdown. It's good. Like, it's not a big deal. And even if it does hit, and look, we have the trend line right above it that it hasn't quite hit yet. So, like, it is what it is. There's our fire entry, which was that red line. It's closing below. Gold is screwing around. So our job is done. Just at this point, basically just sitting here bullshitting to see if we can catch this drop live. The news is in 10 minutes. So we'll hang out a little bit after 9 o'clock and see. And then let's say 9:05, 90 something, about another 15 minutes I'll be out here. I'm going to go do my real workout. Maybe I'll go to the coffee shop down the street and go hang out at the coffee shop and do some work. Don't be stressed. If you guys are in these trades, don't stress it. It's fucking cool. It's doing what it's doing. We got news in 10 minutes. And don't over risk. This is why we don't over risk. We primarily don't over risk, so we don't put ourselves in a position of anxiety. We're not freaking out like, if we lose a trade, fuck it, whatever. We'll catch it tomorrow. Because if this breaks, then we're like, okay, well, then the bulls will step back in, and then we wait for a buy. Right? You lose a trade selling, you flip to buys, vice versa. You know, depending on what the market looks like. So NASDAQ has given us some wicks. Gold is still screwing around as always. It's waiting until 9 o'clock, I guess. But look, we're seeing the volatility, so that lets me know that at least people are putting in orders. I mean, there's no doubt about it. They're whichever way they're doing it now, and they're stacking orders. And so maybe this 9 o'clock is going to bring a bombshell. Same thing. Look how it's just kind of going bit, dip, 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 dip. I have been watching the news though, and it seems like everyone on Bloomberg is being super bullish on what they're saying. So coffee futures decline from the highest close since mid. Brazil's production is supposed to climb. See, Brazil's production is climbing 5.4. So, I mean, there's a lot of bullish sentiment in the market right now, to be honest with you. They keep saying this word soft landing. It's confirmed we're going to have a soft landing, blah, 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 blah. And so, I just, in my heart, I think it's going to sell off until Friday. And then they're going to drop news and everyone's going to have a boner and they're going to buy up. So, I'd like to catch the sell Wednesday, Thursday, and then let the bomb drop on Friday, and then in which case I'm probably not going to trade it, but maybe I will run this bitch up. Just my opinion. I just Andy Peters said the same thing today. Um, let's go back to the single screen and we'll look at 30 real quick. And this is what he said too. It's like we sold off, and then we came up, and then we sold off, and now we're coming back up. Like it just seems like we're not done with this. It just seems like this needs to come down and sell. Like if we go, let's say to the 8 hour, right? Down, up, equal highs, sharp down, which means they put in the rest of their. Let me equal highs is telling you that this is turning around. Huge sell off. This is a natural reaction in the market back up to this order block to hopefully huge sell off again to come down to take out these equal lows and maybe find this. Then, I mean, that's liquidity there. So I really think this is going to come all the way down to here to the 36 zone. I'm not saying it's going to do it by Friday by any means, but it could come down as you see here. Here, NFP buys up for the next week or two, comes back up into this area, and then the rest of their orders they place here, and then we come on down. Right? That's why I put these two targets there. Those are all Fibonacci related. Look at 30. Come on, Nas. Oh my God, look at 30. Motherfucker. Playing the same, but I mean, it's just pure liquidity. This is going to get taken out. Let's go back to the double screen. Holy shit, US30. So gold is just trapping people. Nas is pushing up a little bit. 30 left the market. S&P 500 left the market. Let's see Nas do the same thing. Come on, Nasdaq. People are starting to become bullish on Tesla. I haven't looked at any earnings lately because I haven't been home, but normally I'd be looking at earnings and see what earnings is happening and whatnot. This is obviously the news ticker here. Index futures higher after ADP data. Wall Street for higher open rates. So look, bullish. Futures edge higher as rate cut backs kick up. Oh, rate cut. These fuckers are doing this again. They did this shit like 2 weeks ago. They're expecting rate cuts to come back, so they're bullish on the market. They have no idea. There's no way those fuckers are going to lower rates right now. We're finally starting to get inflation to maybe start to slow down. They're going to cut rates now. There's no way. I don't see it. Gold's fucking around. What do you guys think? You guys think they're going to cut rates? All five people in here? It's just hanging around, man. Love to see the bomb drop. We've got 5 minutes, 4.5 minutes. Be right back. I'm take a piss. Boring life of a trader. Come on, fucking gold. Let's see what we're in here. So on my small account, we're gonna hold $20 of just charge or drawdown in two different accounts. My big account, we are in $163 of drawdown across two different trades. Yep. NAS and Goldilocks. Which is nothing. Nothing. Not even a tenth of a percent. So it's fucking around, gold. I don't like that this hasn't came down. I like being right or wrong very quick in the market. So maybe it's trapping us. Maybe it's trapping us sellers right here. Very well could do that and to take out all these highs. I mean, it could be doing that. We're fully aware that it set a double bottom in the zone. Like I'm fully aware of that. But to be honest with you, it has been setting higher highs. It's higher low, lower high, lower high, lower high. It did not set a lower low. It fucking broke my heart. That's why I'm not over leveraging on this trade. Because this trade is a little more sketchy than normal. But I'm willing to give it a shot because I think those lows need to get broke. If for some reason gold and NASDAQ and the rest of them are moving in the same direction, up, NASDAQ up, it makes no sense. Down, gold down. Risk on, risk off, doesn't seem to matter. Look at gold. Come on, fucker. Well, we're going to find out in a minute and a half. There's the OG entry getting tapped right now. NASDAQ still climbing on the RSI. Gold's divergent though. I mean, there's no doubt about it. High, this is lower. This is divergent. The OG entry got wicked perfectly. Look at that. Perfectly got wicked. 46. Right there. I would really be happy if this candle closes below that 78. We got less than a minute left. Close below it, fucker. If it even flips and closes bearish, oh, I'd really be happy with that. Come on, gold. News in 7 seconds. Let's go. And that was it. That was it. Look at that bomb drop, dude. Holy shit. Look at them just fucking drop those cells right on the 9 o'clock hour. Talk about a candle right off the bat. Jesus, that was a 1 second. That was a 1 second 91 pip candle. Holy shit. 1 second, 91 pips. Yank! I mean, hopefully this is the bear stepping in then. Same thing for NASDAQ. Delete that just to clear it up here. We know our entry's at the red line, aka circle. I don't like that wick. But hopefully these bears are stacking their orders now. Man, that original entry at 46 would have been to the pit. I'm not sure if I'd have got in because of the spread or whatever, but again, we took it a little bit early. It is what it is. But man, that original entry at 46 flat was fucking perfect. I mean, by the absolute perfect. Called it, man. Called it. Absolutely called it. 46 flat to the penny. What are these fuckers saying?
Two. Employment's a bit of a disappointment. 47.1. The forecast was 47.2.
Unemployment's down.
But it was 45.9. And the new orders index improves 54.1 from 52.2. So when you look at what's going on with the ISM numbers, you have to ask the question, Katie,
18-month high.
The economy slowing significantly?
Wow.
And the
ISM 18-month high.
Economy growing at a reasonable pace and just normalizing.
Yeah, those are some big questions, of course, and it will
Well,
be interesting to hear from the Fed itself, Jerome Powell himself, of course, at this June Fed meeting. But let's look ahead to tomorrow. The Jones
profit on gold.
Schultz, we add
Oh
80p
man, look at NASDAQ.
Eastern tomorrow.
Well, 8:30 a.m. Eastern tomorrow is
What is
Jones claims.
30 doing?
But you're not
30 gone. Jesus. Right on the trend line.
number, but right now it's
S&P.
like the consensus is 185,000. Now that we've gotten the ISM numbers and we've got the ADP numbers, that may change a little bit between now and Friday, but no change in unemployment at 3.9% and no change in average hourly earnings. So this may not be a dispositive report for the Fed. We'll through that
I'm kidding.
30 see what happens.
Cutting rates yet? No, they're not cutting the shit yet.
CPI next Wednesday, same day as the Fed meets.
No, I don't think they are. I don't think rate cuts are for real.
Just
Um, and yeah, that fucking wick bomb. Hopefully this bitch goes now. And I hope since 30 went, look at 30. Like, come on, NASDAQ. S&P 500, dude. I mean, look at that. S&P 500, 215 points. 30,
shift in sentiment.
200, 260.
Some of the data is positive.
I would love to see NASDAQ drop a 260 point fucking pip. 260 points right now.
But the biggest
Gold 90 something.
is these synchronous moves that you've seen in the commodity markets.
97.
How much of an impact you've seen in the fixed income markets. So I
think Andy Peters was saying he was selling at 85.
Sentiment that could indicate
right?
that there are things that
18.5.
Worry about that I wasn't really worried about until this last week. Well, that's what I've been wondering. You know, we've been so focused on inflation and for good reason, but wasn't just the
I
focus.
think he said 18.5 he was selling, so he hasn't sold yet.
Pressures, or we're worried about growth.
18.5. He's selling there.
Precisely. And I think our narrative this year has really been higher for
Which
longer,
is the break of this order block.
the equity markets being disconnected with that.
So he wants to see
and anytime
that go.
we've seen bad news,
I think he trades on the daily.
Equity markets have actually thought of that as a good indication that we'll get.
So that's the
now when we're
maybe let's look at this.
Concerning news, we're actually seeing the opposite. We're seeing risk off behavior.
Risk off.
Which means that the market has really shifted much more to worrying about demand, worrying about
83.
the consumer, and worrying about if
84.
we do get cuts, will it be enough? And that's where you see the equity markets really taking a little downturn in the last couple of days.
Well, let's go equity markets. Take a fucking downturn.
Lean against that, or do you?
Come on, gold.
Being a little bit cautious, a little bit defensive here makes sense.
Well, I hope this gold trade plays out, and if this breaks this fucking trend line,
that's what's interesting.
Then I think we're doing pretty good.
Try and reprice, particularly the commodities, and I think the commodity moves in particular have been something that held up the higher for longer narrative for us. And now that we've seen
NASDAQ.
and that we've seen some data that looks like maybe the consumer is getting a little tired, and
yeah, consumers getting tired. Sell, fucker.
How much demand destruction we might have right now, and whether or not we
turn it down. Yeah.
It's really reacting to some of the data in a very different pattern than we saw earlier this year.
We're close. We are close. I do not like these wicks. Not happy with those. I'm happy with this. Too bad I didn't hold my OG position right here. Get wicked in perfect, but it is what it is.
You might also need to think about cross-sector and cross-equities, which equity markets particularly have seen transfer in a relative sense, so relative value positioning in equities, but also you might see a pivot in some of the key asset classes, so seeing a weaker dollar, potential short positions that have been mounting that.
Your dollar. What is bitch talking about? Oh, was that NASDAQ going? Is that NASDAQ going? Come on, baby. Come on. I like the wick, man. I like the wick, but it needs to come on and fill in now.
And I say that the market is indicating that to some degree. And if you just take a quick look at the pivot that we've seen in fixed income, I know signals are still short, higher for longer. It's still kind of a theme in trends that but it's really interesting. Tomorrow's ECB meeting, we watch data from
See this go. Well, who else is in here still? We got 7 people. Oh, what up? We got a couple more people in here. Anton J, CP, and Fire Punch is still in the house. 7 people. Put something in the chat so I know what 7 people are in here. Say what's up real quick. Look, we caught this. Excuse me. NAS entry right here on the red line. Excuse me, my sinuses are fucking jacked. Dude, having a 2-year-old daughter in daycare with all those snotty little kids running around is fucking playing hell on my sinuses. I had my original OG entry was right on this orange line. I called it out before it hit, and it hit literally to the pip, to the perfect amount within 0.016 or some shit, and then tanked off. I didn't take that entry. I entered a little bit early here because I didn't want to. I saw this wick hit the 78 and close below it. I said, "Fuck it, I'm in." Right. And so I didn't catch the best entry. I think it was 30 pips off, whatever. We're in there. But for the record to show, I did say my entry OG was that orange line, and it literally could not have been better. And let's just go back and review that. How did I catch that one? Was it no, damn it, wrong tool. Was it this second leg? Second leg TP extension? Is that how I did it? Oh, look at there. Let's see. Well, it wouldn't have been this one because that was up there. Yeah. So maybe it was that fib right there. 23.6. I don't know why. I just thought that was the area. Fire. It would have been fire if I'd have caught that. But again, the spreads and shit. So, well, Tyler's here. What up? What up? Fire Punch. Thank you guys. CP, Ty Smith, Anton. Thanks all you guys being here. NAS is less than gold, which is less than US30 cells. Are you saying NAS gold and 30 cells? Yeah, I mean, the problem with 30 is we were waiting. I had like a higher time frame, and I wanted NAS gold to break these tops, which it did not do. Right? I was hoping it would have taken this area out right there, and it did not do it. It found it as support. Guys, I don't play triple tops. All right, there's one, there's two, there's three. I do not like to play that because it's liquidity sitting right here above. That's why I'm not super stoked on this gold trade that we entered today because there's just so much liquidity sitting right here. But I was also a firm believer that this hasn't been swept yet. I was a firm believer that this needs to get taken out. So that's why I had the confidence here. It's still super sketchy. You know, it could come down here and then pop off and then take out all this stuff. Uh, I do see all this liquidity sitting right here. So it is what it is. I'm in. We'll see if we can catch it one more time. This is definitely the last sell that I'm taking, though. All right, definitely the last sell that I'm taking. I like that 30-minute candle a lot. I think that's a 100 pip 30-minute candle right there. So I'm stoked on that. Come on, Nasdaq, play nice for daddy. The Nasdaq is screwing around, man. It's trapping people. 30 took off. S&P took off. And of course, we weren't trading those today. We're trading Nasdaq. It's always how it goes. It is what it is. Was there some sort of trend line break? Not even a trend line break. I mean, 30 could start to turn around right now on this trend line and this order block. So just because 30 took off doesn't mean it's crashing all the way down. It could be finding this as support to make its last push. It needs to gather some more orders and go. So I do see that, and maybe that's just the market manipulation that's not happening on Nasdaq because they're different markets, they're different stocks. Did you guys see this news? I just saw this morning. Look at this. Um, where did it go? We'll just type it in here. Um, Look at this fucking thing. Not Texas. Stock market, NVIDIA. New this. It's not going to give me the article. It's fucking Wall Street Journal, but oh, actually, it will give me some of it. New stock exchange and to take on the New York dominant. So basically, BlackRock and some other investors are looking to start up a new stock exchange. So not the New York Stock Exchange. They're going to do their own, and they're going to put it in Texas because of all the regulations and all the fees and all the bullshit that the New York Stock Exchange is charging their clients to be on the exchange. So they're going to build a brand new one in Texas, cut the regulations, cut the bullshit, and try to take away from that market cap. Um, I'm all for it. That's badass competition. Lower fees for the companies, lower regulations for them, maybe more liquidity. So, did you guys see that in the news? And it's fucking BlackRock, man. They got all the money in the world to do whatever the fuck, whatever they want. So maybe this is a chance for us to mitigate this risk a bit. Because if it comes all the way back up to here, um, we're probably losing. It's gonna go. So I don't want to go quite 88.6. Um, Maybe we'll double top it right here at 23.51, and that'll at least reduce our risk a bit because this thing could always flip. It could be just giving us down into this order block before it turns off. So I'm gonna go down to 23.51 and reduce my risk a little bit on these trades. Oh well, apparently I'm in two. Holy shit, I'm in two gold trades, and one of them's fucking banging right now. Hell, I guess I forgot to delete my pending order, and this perfect entry up here got hit. Look at that. And that's a fucking lot size too. Holy shit. Well, I mean, it's 1%. What did I say my stop loss? 23.51? 23.51. Done. Cut that in half. Oh my gosh, dude. If I would have noticed that and it had that wick, dude, on my flash funding, this gold wick is all the way down to went all the way down to here. That would have been sick. So, anyways, let's 23.51. Man, you've been up so much. Oh my God, I'd have fucking been up 4 or 5% on that one trade. As of now, I'm up 1%. I'm actually up more than 1% on gold, but I've been a little bit of drawdown on NAS, so that is what it is. And then on the smaller account, I'm up just a bit because the NASDAQ still got me in a little bit of drawdown. But we're going to reduce this risk on gold by 40 pips, 21.51. Look, look right here, talk about it.
For more
BlackRock Citadel.
long shot in the Lone Star State. How hard is it to actually build and launch an entirely new exchange? That's right, Katie. Well, they first have to get approval from regulators. So
They're trying.
you see, once that gets done, they have to actually
Do it in 26.
see the trading start to happen. And whenever you have a new exchange, really what needs to happen first is that the volumes increase and incentivizes investors and market makers to route to that exchange. Really, if there's increased liquidity, that means that there's going to be better pricing more often. And that's why NYSE and NASDAQ, in growing their own liquidity, have been able to keep such dominance and keep their volumes so high over time.
Yeah, it's a good point, of course. And at the end of the day, it's all about liquidity and also to there's
At the end of the day, it's all about liquidity, and that's what we're playing. We're playing the liquidity grabs, and hopefully it comes down and grabs all of this liquidity. That's what we're playing. We're playing the liquidity grab game. She just said it on TV. All about liquidity. So we can delete that. We can delete a lot of this shit.
Put in that might fit some companies that don't
Whatever what these lines are.
listing on NASDAQ.
Whatever red line that was I had, look at it, wicked it perfect. Whatever, I don't know why I had that red line on there, but I did. Wicked it perfectly. Fucking gold.
Restrictions than NYSE and NASDAQ.
Just retesting these entries.
To really promote themselves as the welcoming Texas state that is welcoming to companies that might not want to go through the hurdles that they would see in New York. And I mean, this news is interesting in and of itself, but also
9:15. I don't know what's going to happen today.
are they trying to hedge something here? So this is not the first time that we've seen market makers like Citadel, Virtu back exchange operations. In 2019, the members exchange, MEMEX, which is still up and operating, they, along with some of the biggest banks, backed their new exchange that is, again, still in play, and they all gain market share from the big incumbent.
Secure your profits, Antonio. You guys do what you got to do. I'm holding it for the bag. I know. I mean, but our job is done, dude. It's 9 o'clock. I have the rest of the day to go do whatever I want to do. I mean, there's nothing I can do. I got the gold entry. I had the super sniper entry on my other account, my big account. And maybe what I should do now that we're talking about it is close that first entry in profit and just hold the better entry. So I closed that one. I got the sniper entry in profit. Oh my god, dude, that entry was so fire. It's crazy. Let me see what my fill order was. 2345.03. So I didn't have it at 2346. Like I said, I had it at 1 pip off, 10, whatever it is. Not sure if you guys can see that. Oh, yeah, maybe you guys can see that.
Just like what Catherine just said, she had, their liquidity.
My flash funding, that was, if I would have been paying attention, I could have closed that because that was a dip of all dips, but it doesn't show that way on TradingView. So it wasn't a real dip. But on my flash funding,
Including.
it had it. What time frame is this? 15-minute? Yeah, it had it clearing this. It had it coming all the way down to here and clearing that out. So maybe it did, maybe it didn't in real life. I don't know. I don't really trust my flash funding when it comes to giving me accurate candles like that. Coming right back. All right, gentlemen, our job is done. We did what we had to do. We played it the best we could play it, and the only thing now to do is just sit and wait. There's the entry. The stop loss is up here somewhere.
Deal.
I want to see all this get taken. That's a grip. Same thing. We're here. We want to see 2004. Well, no. If this breaks this trend line, then we're gonna wait for the pullback. And again, if it breaks the trend line, and then our immediate area would be this area here for order block, and we delete this one. So if it breaks, then we're gonna have to wait or catch some sales back until we get back down to here.
And make sure that the capital is going
I'm gonna jump off. Thanks for stopping by. We did what we got to do. I don't know what happens. We tried. We played the percentages and we're trying, so it's all good. If you guys have any questions, hit me up in the socials and all that good stuff. See you guys.